Hi guys! So I just got in the mail the Lunar Beauty Moonspell palette. So if you want to see me swatch this and do this eye look on my eye, then please just keep on watching. Are you not feeling well? Louis has been sick all week with some tummy issues. And when he's sick, he is extra clingy. He's already like a clingy boy, but when he's sick, he like insists on being in my lap when I do anything sitting down, whether I'm doing homework or I'm reading or I'm watching TV or I'm doing my makeup. He insists on being in my lap, and it's just so sad. He doesn't feel well. I was at the vet at 8:30 this morning. Here's the palette. I've never tried anything from Lunar Beauty before. Some things have intrigued me. I was kind of on the fence about the Strawberry Dream palette, but this one just really caught my eye, and I was really excited. So this is what the component looks like. Looks a lot like a book, and then I believe this slides out. I haven't dug into this yet at all. I can say though that when I got my package, it took a while to get here, but I was expecting that because I didn't order it from Sephora. I ordered it from Lunar Beauty's website directly. The shipping was $7.50, I believe, and this is already a $48 palette, so it was around $55. By this time this is up, I think this will be launching on Sephora soon, so if you want to get this palette, I would probably get it on Sephora because you don't have to pay for shipping. Yes. This was wrapped beautifully though. It had bubble wrap upon bubble wrap upon bubble wrap. Like nothing from Sephora that I've ordered has ever been that well protected. So I will say that the whoever packs these, or obviously it's Lunar Beauty that packs them, but the team that is packing these is doing an amazing job. Like I wish Melt packed their stuff like this. I wish Natasha Denona did such a good job because I've had so many issues with breaking palettes before. So for a disclaimer for this palette, I don't really watch Manny MUA. I just don't, and I have nothing against him. I'm just not really a subscriber. I'm not a subscriber. I've never been subscribed. I never really got into his whole vibe, but I did watch his videos surrounding this palette. I think it's really cool that he decided to not only do his holiday collection as a Halloween collection, but also just the fact that he did like the theme in the first place, pop culture witches. Like that's epic and awesome. I don't know a lot about like palms or like witchy stuff. I don't know if palms are even witchy stuff, but you've got like this palm right here, these critters. There's like a spider, a snake, bees, skulls, that kind of thing. Louis playing with my socks. On the back you have this beautiful gold, this like raised padlock feature. You've got this gold painted, it looks like a book. This is so cool. I'm really excited. If you hear noises, again, that's Louis playing with my socks. I bought him a lot of toys, yet his favorite ones are still my socks. Oh, it's so pretty. This is what the inside looks like. It's a lot more muted than it looked on Trend Mood. I wanted this palette because it had this row of neutrals, but then you have these pink and greeny blues that I feel like you could use a lot of. You could do a lot with this palette without it being specifically a colorful palette or specifically a neutral palette. And it's not just like, I feel like a lot of brands are doing colorful palettes, but they're all on like the same color wheel. Of course, ColourPop's doing their monochromatic palettes, and then Jeffree Star did like the Blue Blood palette, and I feel like the Blue Blood palette, you're just getting blues. I didn't end up getting that palette, which was one of the first releases from Jeffree I didn't end up getting. But, ooh, I'm excited. Okay. Should we get to swatching? Okay, let's go into Prue. Prue. That's pretty. I don't know if you'll be able to see anything on my camera, but it's like a pretty purpley shift. That's really pretty. Louis is crying. He wanted to come on my lap. Okay. Piper. Phoebe. That one's a bit sheer, but I think it's because of this is a bit more foiled. It's more of a glitter shadow. It's really pretty. It has a blue shift to it. I'm doing my best to wipe my fingers in between. Okay. Page. I want to make sure I'm getting enough pigment on my finger. Yeah, that one's a bit lackluster to me. Again, purples, they say, are hard to formulate. I would never know. I've never formulated an eyeshadow palette. This one is Sabrina, which, again, looks a bit patchy and sheer. Yeah, you can definitely build it up. But that's kind of an issue I see in a lot of purples. I don't really mind, but it's kind of patchy and sheer. I don't really mind though, because I see that in a lot of purples, so it's not a big deal. I'm like constantly lifting Louis up and down because he keeps changing his mind. Okay, that's the first row done. Okay, Winifred, this is the neutral row. Brown. Pretty. Ignore my birthmark as well. Sarah. That's a really pretty color. I think that's probably going to be one of my favorites. Love a good crease shade. Mary, which is kind of like this blingy glitter shade. That's gorgeous. I'm loving this neutral row. Sabrina, perhaps the most famous teenage witch. Look at how pretty that one is. Oh, it's so foiled. Kiki. Isn't she from Studio Ghibli? I could be wrong. I don't know. Kiki. It's a bit sheerer, but really, really pretty. Hermione. Hermione's next. I'm just wiping my fingers. Hermione is my favorite witch. Hands down, call me basic or whatever. I loved Halloween Town and Twitches and all that stuff. But Harry Potter, I freaking love Harry Potter. I've been to the studios outside of London. It's my favorite. This kind of looks like the color of like the golden snitch. Like, it's kind of like Gryffindor-y. I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining things. But that's pretty. Getting down to our last four. This is Bonnie. That's really pretty. It's a pukey color. We all know pukey colors are good for blending out one of these color looks. Marine. Oh, Marine swatched really, really well. Okay. Nancy. I'm going to deepen it up. That's pretty. I love the color story. I love how it's so pretty. Fiona. Louis, do not lick my arm. We don't want to lick eyeshadows when we're sick. I swear. Oh, that's such a pretty shade. What was that? Fiona. Ooh. Look at how gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Those are the swatches. This palette I've been more excited for than like any palette launch in 2018. What freaking year is it, Charlotte? In 2019. I've just been so excited. Like, it's so different without being too different. I don't know. This is a brand I've never tried before. I am getting some staining on my fingers, which is probably, I think this is a pigment palette. Yes, this is a color palette. It's not labeled an eyeshadow palette. I'm assuming they obviously don't use carmine because this is a vegan brand, so there's probably like red 40 in here, which, if you don't know what to deal with, just means it can stain your eyes, and technically the FDA doesn't say that's an ingredient that they can use in eyeshadow, but they can use it in pigments, so bleh, whatever, blah blah blah. But I am getting some staining. Louis? He like goes into a different dimension sometimes. and he's looking out the window, but you cannot see anything, and he's just mad. You mad? You mad? Okay. Those are the final swatches. Again, ignore my ugly ass birthmark, but look at those. So pretty. I am obsessed with this palette. So I'm gonna wipe off those swatches and then we can zoom in and try an eye look. Okay, so there is a Painterly paint pot on my eye. I'm gonna start with a JS5 brush and go into the shade Bonnie. I just nicked this with my finger. Ah! Hermione! I did that to Hermione! Oh my goodness. Annoyed. Brokenhearted. Sorry, Hermione. She's totally gonna tell on me too. You know that. Okay, with Bonnie. That's pretty. Pukey green. Then I'm gonna go into Sarah, which is that taupey color that I was really excited about. These are a bit powdery, but nothing crazy, not like Anastasia subculture or anything, but a bit powdery. Actually, I would say on par with Anastasia's regular shadows. But I find that I really like, honestly, ones that have more fallout in the pan. It's not crazy, just a bit of powdery kickback. Are honestly like my favorite to use because they blend so well. There's so many shades in here I want to use. That's the issue. Okay, I'm gonna go into Winifred, which is that warmer brown. I'm probably gonna end up doing something boring, but I wanted that green in there just to make it a bit like pukier. Does that make sense to anyone? I like that. Louis? Come on, buddy. He wants dinner. He thinks it's dinner time. It is not dinner time, buddy. Also, you're sick. I think that's why he's excited for dinner, because I've been giving him chicken and rice, which is a pain in the butt, but that's what he likes to eat, so. I'm gonna go into Kiki. So we're thoroughly utilizing the neutrals, which surprises no one. These are blending beautifully together. I'm getting some glitter glue because I don't know about these shades. They look a bit chunkier, and whenever things are just a tiny bit chunkier on the glitter side, even if it's just an eyeshadow and not like an actual glitter, I like to use a glitter glue just to put that on the lid to really get things to stick. Then I'm going to take some of Mary on my finger and just that's so pretty. Ooh, pretty kitty. Look at how foiled that is. Really pretty. And I'm going to go into Samantha, which is next to her. And this one feels a bit softer. Ooh. Oh, she's bright. I'm foily. And go back and forth between those fingers and blend them together. Then I'm going to take more of this glitter glue and put it in the inner corner, which you got to be careful about because I've gotten this in my eyes before. It's not fun. But I'm really happy about the results I'm getting with these shadows with a bit of glitter glue. I haven't tried them without glitter glue, but they're really pretty with glitter glue. Then I'm going to jump into Peru, which is this shade. Let's get some of her. Oh, she's so purple. I did not think she was going to be that purple. As you can see in this video, very hands-on when it comes to my glitter techniques. go back into some Samantha and just blend it. That's so pretty. It's kind of a weird look. I'm not sure if it actually goes together, this purple and copper, but I'm living for it. It's fine. Then I'm going to take a smaller brush and go into the shade Fiona. Definitely got some of that actual shadow in my eye, which is cute, but it's okay. I'm going to transition that Fiona into Nancy in the middle. Okay, I'm going to go finish this eye and then pop on some lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so those are the eyes finished, and I actually love the way these look. It's kind of a weird combination of colors, but it's so pretty, and the neutrals in here look so gorgeous. So I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to give my final thoughts. Oh, I zoomed in. I look crazy. Okay. My final thoughts on this palette, the Moonspell palette, is that it's gorgeous. Like, this is such a pretty look. I love the shades in here. They seem to perform really well with the shades that I worked with. Obviously, I didn't really go into some of these shades that were giving me a little bit of doubt. The kind of these brighter ones that I wasn't... Actually, no, let's do a little experiment because we're scientists on this channel. I just did the review of the little lilac palette by ColourPop, and there was a purple in here. Obviously, it's not the exact same, but let's swatch her. This is Iffy by ColourPop. Let me just swatchy swatch. So that one is a bit dull too. But let me see how this Sabrina swatches. Just getting enough pigment to make it fair. So, yes. This one is Lunar Beauty and this one is ColourPop. So I wouldn't say like one of them is necessarily like better than the other. They're different in tone. I guess maybe this one's a little bit better. Yes, I was just saying that there's nothing like spectacular about some of these like purplier and bluer mattes. Like, they are a bit patchy, but that doesn't bother me at all, like in the slightest. The one thing that's kind of weird about this palette is I'm not sure if it's what it was packed in, but it smells terrible. It honestly smells like rotten food. Like, it's not good. It seems to... I'm gonna like end up accidentally getting high off this. It's not good. It seems to be just coming from the packaging. Like, it's a very like plasticky, but also like has a gross aspect to it. I think it's probably what it was packaged in, not the actual shadows themselves. But it's kind of gross. Kind of gross. But I'll update y'all on that. I'll probably put a comment down below if it still smells after a few days. I bet it won't. I bet it's just gonna fade. But overall, I give this palette a thumbs up. Like, it's gorgeous. This Samantha was so stunning. It was so pretty. And then also Prue, that purpley shade that didn't necessarily swatch really well. It was so pretty. Sister, Louie. Louie, what are your thoughts? Yes. But overall, I think this is an awesome palette. I really like it. And I'm excited to see what Lunar Beauty does in the future. If you want to see more looks using this palette because I really like it, then leave a comment down below. I can experiment with some of the purpley blueies more. Tell me if you got this palette. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Lunar Beauty? And what kind of videos do you want to see me see? Do you want to see me do next? Please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys pretty soon. Probably really soon. Bye!